Hello, my name is Adriana Shafibeg, and today I will be doing a segment on separate and definitely unequal. Why is school funding not equal? Well, many have stated that the education system is unequal and unfair in California. Funding has been known to go to wealthier areas for education. These areas that have great funding are wealthier suburban neighborhoods and the areas where income is well off. Poor neighborhoods get little funding and do not have as much amenities as wealthier areas for education. Why this hits home. This hits home because in my suburban neighborhood, we are pretty well off and we have great schools with so many advantages. When I was younger, we lived in poorer areas, and my family had to work really hard to send us to private schools because the education in the public schools was not as great as it was in the wealthier areas. So, two, many arguments that the other schools in the same district have less than the schools in walking distance of my home, which is true. Down the street, you can tell the difference between La Sierra High School versus um, Lake Hills High School. Three, poor neighborhoods should and need to have the same education equality across the board. The haves and the have-nots. Better campuses are for the haves, teachers, and a great teacher to student ratio. Now, there's one teacher to 20 kids. That's a great ratio. School lunches are great, computers are great. The kids get to take home Chromebooks. They get Wi-Fi provided to log into at home if they don't have Wi-Fi at home in the wealthier suburban neighborhoods, by the way. Athletics are great. They have great equipment. They have great facilities such as pools, tennis courts, basketball courts, you name it, they have it. They have more activities to do with the parents, such as like when it comes to back to school night or donuts with dad for Father's Day, um, muffins with mom for Mother's Day. They have movie nights. They have carnivals, they have trick or treating. Now, for the poor areas, they have poor campuses. They're not very well taken care of. More students than teachers, so the ratio is one student to 30 kids, which is a lot or more. Poor lunches, outdated computers, poor athletic programs, budget cuts for activities, for any activity, such as activities I said for the halves. They also get budget cuts for their art programs and their music programs in the poor communities. Now, in this census poverty quintiles, it shows you where the state needs to adjust its aid, where the state aid is given, and where local revenue is at. We could tell up here that in the higher income areas, the state aid is amazing. Like they have everything they need. But when the lower income, you could see over here that the state aid is very low. They're not even helping out a quarter or a fraction of what they are for the wealthier schools. So that's an eye opener right there. Now, funding and education scores. According to the article from Dreyer, students who are considered affluent students in well-off school districts have higher rates of high school graduates, college attendance, and entry to more selective colleges. Well, the difference in this funding is 82% of the affluent students have higher SAT scores and 1,200 graduates graduated from college. Within that, 44% of the low-income students have the same thing, the same scores, they have the same that graduate from college, they just don't have a high percentage because of their low income for their funding. Now, the numbers for the low-income students would be greater if they had higher funding to provide them all the school amenities that they needed instead of having all these budget cuts for all the programs. They need just as much as the wealthier communities. They would advance more in life. According to Dreyer, that in the Los Angeles County there are huge differences between such wealthy communities such as La Canada and then Flint Ridge, with the median house school range is almost in the 200,000 a year percentile versus Pomona is only like 20-30 minutes from Riverside, is at 48,000. So those numbers show a big difference, and these cities are only 30-40 minutes apart from each other. Now, I've asked a few people around me, such as like my husband, the people I work with, because we all live in different areas, especially the people I work with. I asked them what can be done to fix this situation with the school system, and everyone has the same unanimous answer: is everyone should get one solid budget, and the school district and the schools should have to manage it wisely. That children shouldn't have to go without because they live in a poor area. Everyone should get the same equal education. Well, thank you for listening to me and have a great day.